What is this? Why is it always changing the title? I don't know. This is so annoying. It's like always changing the title. But in the wrong way. Thank you. Now let's also change. Yeah, whatever. Pop out chat. Okay. Is that about right? Okay. Now I opened it like, oh God, what is this? That's Twitch. Okay, good. So. Hello everyone and welcome back to yet another live stream. Oh God. Sound obviously on again. No, that was a fail. Good. So we are building an HTTP server, and earlier this day we built, yeah, obviously. Still have this open. Earlier this day, we built the underlying mechanism to have asynchronous or multiple connections per thread using a KQ. That worked somehow. I mean, it worked quite well. I revisited it. A few minutes ago, and I found it working. So that's nice. Another thing we have to do is, like, at the moment when we're sending, when an HTTP request gets in, we just respond with a 200 OK, which is Yeah, which is okay, but we want some content. We want to serve some content. So the next thing I want to do is build an asset cache or some asset table. Which, yeah, we have multiple possible ways of doing that, and I don't quite know which way I want to go. Yeah, maybe let's discuss that. So, perfect. Excalibur. So what I want is some asset folder with assets like your index.html and I don't know, your style.css, your picture.jpg, and these are the assets we want to load in at startup. The question is, do they fit into RAM? Probably yes. So we don't have to do something like a cache eviction or something like that. Maybe then it's smarter to not call this a cache, but rather, oh, this is stupid, but rather an asset store. And this asset store basically is a map that maps the asset name, which is indicated by the file name, to some content. And we want to be able to include templates here as well, I guess. Yeah. So my initial idea was to allocate some memory to have some memory around that can be filled with our assets. This is asset 1 or asset 0. This is asset 1, asset 2, and so on. And this can be built using looking at the directory, at the asset directory. So let's say this is our index file. This is our CSS. This is our JPEG. And every time someone requests like a get / index.html, we look up in our asset store using the string and fill the body of the response with this pointer and then write it out. the moment, we write the entire response into a buffer, and then do a single write to this TCP socket. We should probably not do that. For the body, if we just set the pointer, right? So that will be something that we have to change as well. Okay, maybe let's just try to get started with loading some assets. So let's just make an asset directory, and yeah, go here, make an index.html, HTML, has some head and a title, whatever, and it also has a body. Hello world, hello sailor, welcome to Miami. Great. It's looking great over here. So that's our asset for now. Maybe we should have multiple, so copy index about you found my about page. That's awesome. Good job. Good. Now we have two assets. They're pretty small, but whatever. LSLAH. So less than a kilobyte, both. Let's go back and look at http.odin. No, it's not http.odin. Let's asset.odin or assets. Yeah, there's also package HTTP. And with something like an asset store. And that asset store, make this a hash map at some point. It's probably now just a linked list head and an asset. Asset has a name, and an asset also has content. Probably nothing else right now, and this is just an asset or asset store item. And it has the next, it has the asset, and it also has a next asset store item. asset store item. Right? So we have that. And then we have a basic API like asset store init, which is a proc. And what does it take? It takes an asset store, which is an asset store pointer. It takes an arena, a base directory, which is a string probably. I don't know what the API in Odin is. Let's see. Let's see what the API in Odin is. Odin programming language, packages, and something like open, or is there something like dir, directory, make directory? No. So we could use POSIX for this. Is there an abstraction layer? Should we introduce that abstraction layer? I don't know. I mean, that should be part of the platform specific code, right? So let's see if they abstracted it. If not, let's see. Packages. So in POSIX, I guess it's something like dir and redir, yes. Redir. And then we can iterate over this, right? Somehow. Tilder. Oh no, this returns, we can, okay, I see. So is this the way you would do that in Odin as well? So redir probably is exposed through POSIX, right? But I mean, there is something like core.io or whatever. Is it? Let's see. Core.io. No, core. Crypto. Debug. IO. To reader, writer. Is there something with a directory? Probably all bets are off. I'm gonna grab some water. So with the problem is I don't want to put this into the platform non-specific code, right? We could say, okay, this function has to be defined in the platform specific code. Or we just say, okay, reader. I mean, the trivial thing would be to just put all of this in a platform specific code, but it's not really, right? POSIX reader. Okay, shouldn't this be in the platform specific code? Okay. So reader POSIX import core POSIX. No, is it core POSIX? Oh my god. Courses POSIX. So this is POSIX.reader, and it wants a dir path, which is probably so this gives us a dir minus minus minus, which means probably that it might be undefined. And it wants a C star POSIX dot open dir C string. So C string from string to X. Strings clone to C string. Yeah, that's annoying. Yeah. I wonder how we do this. So do we just use the POSIX API? I mean, when we want to have this platform now, okay, so strings.clone. I wonder strings.clone from C string. That was not what I was searching for, right? From string to X. Clone to C string. Why can't I just have a C string? Untyped string will implicitly convert to string and C string. Yeah, whatever. Just open this. Open this with /assets. and read dir. So this is gives us a dir, right? Does this give us a dir? Open dir. This gives a dir. And read dir. So this is POSIX. You know what? Using POSIX. Dir directory. Open dir. Read dir. This is a. So read dir returns a. Let's see. Read dir. Oh, there's also read dir. os.readdir. What does it return? Oh, is this platform not specific? Read dir. A handle. Handle. OS. Is there some os.read open dir? What's read dir? Handle int n, and it allocates. It creates a file info. I don't like that it allocates, so I probably don't use it. So read dir. Directory. Text in the directory gives us a dir end. So this is a dir end. Oh. Probably don't need this. This is the entry. And what? So for entry not equal nil. Second. Okay, for entry not equal nil. Returns nil when the end is reached or an error occurred, which sets error no. Okay, I don't want to check error now. And a dir entry. Let's see, a dir entry has this. Why does it have 1024 bytes? Linux get directory entries. Get dir entries. Read directory entries from directory specified by file descriptor into buff. Most n bytes. Well, open dir, fd open dir, Well, now I have to join the strings to open. Right. I guess I now have to open. Yeah. I don't like this. Open. Let's open dirty. To open a directory, you can use dirty. Shall we ask? I don't know. Okay, so we have to join the paths now, right? Let's just go back into this, and also in our assets we need an arena. Runtime.arena .allocator, because we have to allocate the content and then read it into this, and then just format.println entry. Don't know if that works. Also go into HTTP Darwin, and here just say, okay, we have an asset store, asset store init asset store base arena. No, I guess that it is. That is it. I guess that it is. That is it. I guess that is it. Okay, so the next thing. The next thing to do is maybe let's just look at what is in here. So Odin build, yes. Import core runtime. Now it's base runtime. Okay, directory doesn't like that. Also doesn't like that. Import core fmt. Let's see. Okay, it's always the same. Reader read entry is equal to read dir directory. I wonder why it doesn't need a reference. Why can't it just get a dir. Okay, so what I don't like about this is that we now have to, or can we di now open file from your end. Can you just is building the file? Yeah, I have to. Do I have to build the path? Yeah, this is kind of. I don't really like to see that. Okay, so let's say this is the asset base directory. Asset base directory. Let's also get the length of this. Let's say, so asset base dir, asset base dir, asset and asset and entry asset base dir. And let's say our path buff, which is a U8 with the size of, so size of entry.dname and a plus length of the base asset base dir. Does that work? Asset base dir, asset base dir. Okay, that compiles. So I wonder what the size is now. So let's print format.println length of the path buff. So that is 1030. That's good. So that's the maximum length. We probably have to add a 1 for the slash. Then we want to copy, memory copy into the path buff. The asset base dir I have to transmute this as a U8 slice. And also memory, and then set path buff, add length of asset base dir equal to a slash. And at this point, now that we have that, we can say, okay, path but memory copy into the path buff from starting from a length of asset base dir plus 1. And we copy the entry.dname into it, which is 1024 bytes, right? We don't have to copy the entire 1024 bytes of dname, but for now we leave it like this because so that we don't have to overwrite the content of the path buff for varying sizes of dname. Because if we have two entries with where the second entry is smaller, or the name of the second entry is smaller than the name of the first one, we still have some of the name left in our path buff. That would screw us up. Path buff. Yeah. Redir path buff. No, not redir path buff. It's the asset base dir. And then, yeah, we want to do this. The next thing would be to stat to open this file. So open path buff. This will probably not work. And then stat, so this will be the asset fd. We stat the asset fd. So there will probably be something like stat here, stat, POSIX stat. Okay, so this doesn't work. Untyped, okay. Asset base dir. Yeah. Memory copy. Okay, let's say asset base path equal to asset base dir. This is a U8. Then we copy this into asset base path. Can we do this here? String. Okay, then transmute this into U8. Okay, that works. Entry dname. Get the entire thing. Okay, so primitive flags. So open with ORD only. So now we can't convert this to a C string. Okay, so from U8 to C string. Is there something like a to C string? To C string. strings to C string. Depends on turning null byte after the end of the current builder byte. No. This one's a builder. It's not what we want. We want slice. Is there something on slice? As pointer. I mean, C string is just a pointer, right? From pointer. C string. C string. C string from U8 in Odin. Casting. Can we cast? So can we do something like let's see, can we do something like, okay, path buff C cast C string, and then a path buff. Can I cast path buff as C string? Okay, can we do it like this? No, that's also not possible. So can we get the raw pointer? How do we get the raw pointer out of the slice? How do we get the raw pointer? Raw pointer. Is that possible to get the raw pointer? Slice. Core slice. Raw pointer. So as pointer. Okay, this returns a many pointer, which is probably what we want. So what if we say this as pointer? Has no field as pointer. So it's as pointer this, right? Undeclared name as pointer. It's core slice slice.as pointer. So path buff stir, path buff stir. We can probably do this up here. Okay, I guess it's like this. Great, so POSIX open. This has a flags field. This is O flags bit. Where is RD only? Directory. What? There's no RD only. What? 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 Are the only? Oh, it's the 0 thing. Okay, good. So then we don't have to provide any. So this is the asset FD. No, it's not. So open POSIX.open. What does it return? It returns a file descriptor. Returns -1 on failure. There's also an os.open. This is a little bit nicer. So also an os.stat. os.stat, yes. Okay, let's use os. Open dir. Read dir. So os read dir does allocate. Don't know what it allocates though. These things here. I don't know. Probably reader also allocates, to be honest. Whatever. So open this, stat it. Oh, so os.open. Let's use that, right? os.open. So let's see. So stat, no, we want fstat. That's why it doesn't work. Fstat and the stat t. Ooh, stat t. So fstat and the stat asset stat. This is a stat t. And this returns result, which is fail or okay. Also open can fail, right? So if asset fd is equal to -1, format print line e print line, I cannot open asset file. And we probably also want to return an error. So error is equal to true. And if this thing here is also equal to dot fail. So what does open? Does open return a result as well? +6. Dot open. No file descriptor. I mean, it's so weird. This interface kind of weird, but okay. So if f status fail, we also just set this. Cannot open file, cannot stat asset. But if we statted it, we now have the file size, right? So we do something like make and then asset stat.st size, if that is available to us. I hope so. Stat t has a. Also, we did a mistake. This has a type, right? The entry has a type. So if entry.dtype is equal to reg, we do this here. It's dot reg, I guess. Okay, so error is true and return, error is true and return. Probably also open, when we open this, we can say defer close asset fd, but only if this is actually working. Okay. So the next thing we have to do is allocate this with the arena. Okay. And this is our base pointer, which can then be used to read the entire file. So I guess there's also a read. Passes a read. Gets the file descriptor, gets a many pointer. We should use the OS thing, right? But this always uses this allocator. Why does it always use this allocator? I don't know. So I don't want this. So read, and read takes in the file descriptor, the asset fd, and then slice.asPointer base pointer, and also the size, which is asset, which is the length of base pointer. And this also is a return value, but I don't know which. So read, POSIX to read, returns an int. So this is the bytes read. If bytes read is less than 0, yeah, I mean, if it's equal to 0, also very bad, but who cares? Error is equal to true. .e print line cannot read from asset file. Okay. So the next thing would be to make an entry So asset store item. This probably just has the asset, right? Asset store item is equal to make, no, new asset store item with the arena. And we set temp is equal to asset store dot head. Set asset store item dot asset dot name is equal to, oh, that will go out of scope. So let's also make so it's the D name, but we don't know how big it is. We don't need 1024 bytes for everyone. So is there a Sterling? Is there a Sterling? Yeah, whatever. We go into memory. We implement a Sterling. It takes a buffer of some size and it returns its length. So for C IDX in buffer, if C is equal to 0, return IDX, return length of the buffer. Result is equal to IDX, return. Result is equal to length of the buffer, return. Okay, now in assets.odin we make a Sterling. So this is the path name length, which is entry.dname. And then we want to make a U8 with the name length and the arena. And then we say memory copy into the asset store item.asset.name, the entry.dname. But only up to name length, right? And we set asset store item dot asset dot content equal to the base pointer. And then we swap them. This is the head. Asset store item dot next is equal to temp, and asset store dot head is equal to asset store item. cannot assign value of IDX. Cannot assign value of IDX. Why? Okay. Length of buffer. Dname Sterling. Good. Okay. And asset store get this should return a results U8. I wonder why this works. By now we should have allocated a lot more space, but whatever. So asset store and we want the name and also arable or fount. So we iterate for so entry is equal to asset store dot head. To do make this a hash map in the future. Asset store dot head for entry not equal nil. If memory compare entry dot asset dot name with the name, we say result is equal to entry dot asset dot value and return. If this is not happening, we say error is equal to true and return. Entry value asset store item has no field value. It's the asset, right? It's asset dot content. Okay. Let's go into the debugger and see if this actually works. So asset store, no, HTTP win. So let's break it 47. Break HTTP Odin at, what does it say, 47? Yeah, 47, run. So print the asset store, So this now has a head, dot asset. This is the about.html, and dot next asset. This is the index.html. The next is null. Good. So that works. Let's also just assert. So let's say content asset found asset store get asset store to do remove this is purely for debugging purposes. I think there was something like Odin debug. Odin debug. I think there was an Odin debug flag. Like Odin debug. Odin debug. Okay, let's do this. So when the when statement, when Odin debug. Let's do this. So assert asset found. And the name is index.html. Transmute and transmute untyped expression. Oh my goodness. Okay. Index page. Index page name. Index page name. Okay, it works. We can also do something like load file at compile time, I guess. Load file. I believe there was some load directive. Yeah. Okay, load. So this is the index name, index content. Load index name and load it as a string, right? No, load it as this. And then we want to memory compare first this, and memory compare the content with the index content, and assert this as well. Does that work? Index page name, index name. Expected constant string argument. Are you kidding me? So index name, index.html. Index name. Index name and index name. Oh, yeah, it's assets. No, that's the... Can you concatenate strings? Can you concatenate strings? Like, baster, assets. Baster plus assets plus index name. Oh yeah, that works. Hey, it works. That's quite neat. Okay, so we added git add and then git ignore assets star git status. Let's add them. Git commit. Added an asset store to retrieve HTML files. Git log one line. Okay. Git push origin main. Okay, that's good. So let's see. Should we? Oh, no, I unmuted it. Should we add something else? So at the very least, we want to use the asset store in our, where is it? Handle request. This will probably want to use the asset store. So handle connection should also get the asset store. And handle request also gets the asset store. Okay. That means when we get a GET request, we now want to look up the URI in our asset store. So asset store get. And then here, this is the content and the asset found in our asset store with the URI, which is the request.uri one, because the first one is going to be a slash. And obviously this has to be, the length has to be larger than 1. But I don't think that's even possible to have no URI. Verify that it is not possible to have a URI of length 0. Okay. So if not asset found, no, if asset found, we probably want to set the response dot body to the content. Okay, so this is probably something we don't want to do. And another thing we have to do is we have to insert into our header map. That means response.header map.head. We now have to allocate here a, what is it, HTTP header entry. And okay, let's say this is the content length entry. content length entry dot name is equal to, I think we have a literal here. Yeah, content length literal, content length literal. Was that right? Yes, content length literal, and the value content length entry dot value. This is now equal to, we have to allocate based on how many digits there are. And we have to convert the number to a string. So in memory, I guess we have a method string to u32. No, I thought I had a method that seems like I don't have the method anymore. Or do I? Is there still string? Oh, that's unfortunate. I had that method. So u32 to string. That returns a u8. And first and foremost, and it also has the input u32. And I have to get some water. Okay, so u32 to string. Let's call this x. And let's make x mutable. Maybe let's call this n. Okay, first we need the number of digits, right? And we can determine that by for n greater than 0, n over equals 10, and digits plus equals 1. If it is 0, we have a problem because that won't work. Because in this case we have digits is equal to 1. And we also have to make, so I guess that's complete different case, right? Or is it? So result is equal to this new, we need an arena here. A new u8 for the arena, and then say result at 0 is equal to 0. I don't know if we have to do that or if it's 0 initialized by default, but whatever. Okay, so if that's not the case, we define digits Now we have the digits. Now we can say result is equal to make U8 digits arena. And then we go for I in digits. Now we can do something else. So we can do reverse result. Reverse result for C. We divide n, so we have to reset n to x. And we set C equal to n mod 10 U8. No, this is toString, right? And then plus the 0. Let's put in an assert here that C is greater than 0, greater than or equal to 0, and less, and C is less than 10. No. It's this, right? So, like this. Less than or equal to 9. Okay, then we divide n by 10. And do the next. And then we return. Does that work? So this would be needed in http.odin, right? In handle request, the value is then u32 toString. The length of the content. In our response writer, we also didn't do that. We didn't consider doing that. So let's do this here. Let's do another net.send TCP, but now with the response.body. And here we need to do something else. We need to insert the headers. So in status codes, it's in literals. No. Yeah, that includes a character return line feed, but where do we write the second character return line feed? I guess we forgot that, right? Okay, so for, let's say header entry, this is equal to response. Status code, response to status code. So response dot, what is it? Response.headerMap.head for header entry not equal nil. just walk that linked list. Say writer. We want to write the content. I mean the header entry dot name. Then we want to write this colon space, and we want to write the header entry dot value. And then we want to write a character return line feed, and we write another character return line feed. Right? And we send that, and then we send that. Yeah, is that about right? Let's see. Start at the top. So this is fairly easy. Memory, import, what was it? Runtime, right? Base runtime. I really have to set up my NeoVim to get the errors here out of the compiler. Okay, cannot assign value. Okay, this is just a pointer to U8. Okay, so make U8 1, right? Content length entry, that is in http.odin and 179. Using NeoVim with no LSP autocomplete, that's some chat behavior right there. Yeah, it's also maybe not the best decision because I'm not very familiar with the language and I'm so slow. I basically have to go into Safari, look at the packages and search for what I need. For example, POSIX read. And yeah, look at the type signature. That's great, right? I don't know. I don't know about that. So what did I want it to do? 179. Content length. So this has to be a declaration. Let's see. But that's the best way to probably learn it. Yeah, probably, yeah. So some time ago I heavily relied on LSPs and I could barely remember any of the function signatures. For example, in the POSIX API. Doing it this way has clearly some advantages, but also maybe the downside of speed. I don't know. I don't know how much speed you gain by having an LSP. If you're really familiar with the language. Also, the LSP, I don't like the LSP because it just makes it makes the editor slow for me. So that's HTTP 180 transmute. Oh my god, please. Okay. 181. So this also needs the arena. Length of content is not at U32. U32. Okay, that's now, we're getting closer. And here we need the asset store. Right. I should probably make an, so in writer, I should probably have a function signature for writing a string. Write string. And this is now just a string. And basically what we can do is source, so let's call this stir. Source is equal transmute the stir. That should do the job. Also here we now have to write string, and now it compiles. I have no idea if this works. So if we now do curl v local curl localhost 8080 index.html, that's a bad sign. That is great. Okay, let's hook up the debugger and let's go into handle request. Let's go here, 176, break http.odin 176, run, do this. Okay, it doesn't hit it. It does a memory compare. Maybe 170, I don't know. So break http.odin 170. As a memory compare. Why is it doing that? So handle connection. Let's break it this point. So quit. I don't know how you delete breakpoints in LLDB. So just restarting. Break http.odin 172.12 right. Why isn't it breaking? Oh my god, why? Is there another process open? No, that's bounce check. Why is it doing that? Two, 1, 2. Come on, don't do that. Why is it not hitting this? Okay, so let's start. Let's maybe start here at http darwin.odin. 1, 3, 4, run. Exited with status, no, that's, what? Was it, what is it doing? What is it doing? I had this when here. Odin debug. Let's just comment that out. Maybe that screws us up. Let's compile that again. And let's go. Let's just break here at 85. Break HTTP darwin.odin 85. Okay. Next. Okay, we accept. We acquire a connection. Okay, now we have something to read. And now we spin forever. Oh no. Okay, we're somehow in this memory compare for the asset store. And somehow we're spinning forever. Let's try again. So unfortunately I stepped over it. So we got that. We're not in end of file. So now step into this. I don't know why the debugger, most likely an open while loop. I don't know. It might be. So the parsing should work. Yeah, parsing works. Now we have a complete message. Handle the request. Yes. Now we're trying to get from the asset store. So let's see request.uri. Print a request.uri. What is it? Connection. Connection. .request.uri. It's index.html. Okay. That should be, and the length 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that's not the problem. We have the correct URI. So let's step into, oh my god, slice. This is not what I wanted to do. Yeah, this is where I wanted to step. I don't know why it didn't break here. So sometimes LLDB is just broken. Let's print the asset store.head. This is a pointer. Let's print its asset. This is the about.html. Good. Let's print, and the name also correct. So let's print asset store head.next, the asset. This is index.html with a, what? With a length of 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Also correct. Memory compare. Oh my goodness, I am traversing a linked list is easy, right? Always do the same error. always do the same thing. Oh my god. Entry is equal to entry.next. Yay. It's kind of like an open while loop, so you're right. Let's see. Binary output can mess up your terminal. Okay. No chunk, no close, no size. That is great. So in our writer, some of the writing was wrong. Probably because we didn't do it in a single write? Or what is the problem? No, it's not this thing, it's here. Handle or response. Write response. Okay, we have to look at that method as well. Okay, LGB do we compile HTTP? Let's break at http.odin 226 run step print the writer. That's responsive writer. No, it's connection to writer. Connection. Okay. Okay, we have this. That's good. The header map should have. It's null. So that's wrong. In our handle request, we should have set. Yeah, okay. We should have set response dot header map dot head. I mean, we should, in theory, we should put this into, we should make this a hash map in the end. Right now it's not, so whatever. We just set the head, should be fine. Let's see if this fixes the problem. I don't suspect it does. No, it doesn't. Response header. Okay. Is that the right line? Yes. Step. Let's print connection.response. No, it wasn't set. It's kind of weird. Also, write response. No, I should have done that. Okay, what? So the response is completely empty. I thought we set it. Maybe we didn't find it. If asset found. Okay, we have to go back and rerun this. Step Okay, let's see if we found the asset. Asset found is false. And that would explain why we're not seeing this. Let's see. Asset store gets. Oh, this is asset not found. Asset error. Or asset not found. I always get this backwards. Asset not found. But it's still wrong. Well, now it at least should have found the asset. Run. Okay. Step into this. As oh my goodness. I changed the name, but I did not invert it. Oh my goodness. Okay, so again, it spins. That's bad. Because probably I did the same error. I did write response. I did the same thing. I didn't set this. This is header entry. Next. Such a common mistake. Okay, so at least now we get a content length. Past 164. Oh, that's bad. So we wrote response.body, which appears to be quite large. Or what is it? What is the error? Response.body. Or did we write the entire buffer? I believe it's because we wrote the entire buffer. We should only go to offset, but I don't know if that's a field in our HTTP thing. So no, it wasn't right. Yeah, it has an offset. We should only write until offset. We should not write the entire 4 megabytes. Yay, see. Now we got something. Okay, so in theory, if I now connect to localhost 8080 and call index.html, we can serve web pages. And localhost 8080 about.html. So apparently, oh, HTML. So that's bad. Why didn't find it about? It should find about as well. So what if I try about? It finds it. Did I have a typo? HTML. What? Oh, it's because we closed the connection. And Safari doesn't like that. Okay, so then we don't close the connection. Maybe that's the error. So Maybe we should introduce a new connection state. Is it in connection? Where is the connection state? Connection state. Keep alive. Something like that. I mean, waiting, yeah. I mean, waiting is probably, we can delete waiting and replace it with keep alive. Is there another waiting in here? No. Okay. So the thing is, we close. If we parse this, if we have a complete message, we break out of the loop and then we return. Okay. Complete header. Why is it closing the connection? Let's see. Oh, thank you for the follow. That's nice. Oh God. Let's try if we can fix this problem. And then I'm gonna go and eat something, because I'm already a little hungry. Okay, let's see. Why do we close this? So let's actually break at 222. And run. And let's curl this. We parse. We have a complete message. We handle the request. We write the response. We break out of the loop. I wonder why it does that. So there's an end of file. Okay, now curl close the connection. But in the Safari case, I mean, that shouldn't happen. Why does it do that? Do we have to somehow... Well, now it doesn't do it. Why is Safari doing that? Are you serious? Oh yeah, okay. So this doesn't work because we are hitting the breakpoint. What is it doing? I don't really understand it. It opens connection and then it closes them again? Yeah, it looks like that. What the heck? So this is opening fine. Okay, so This is just displaying raw HTML. And now it does that. Curl is just fine doing it. Why isn't Safari? Oh, it's segfaulted. Great. Oh god. Just run this. That's bad. Okay, that works. And now what? What is it doing? See now? Ooh. Bad access. Did we forget to... Let's just print the connection. So this is the request, this is the response, this is the writer. Why is it so big? No, this is fine. The offset is fine. What exactly is wrong? Writer? Is it the writer? Header map. What is it? Writer or header map? No, response.header map. Connection.response. Connection.response.head. So what is the problem? Bad access. This is the address. And what is the bad address? I mean, I believe that it has to do something with the reset of the yeah, it has to have. So probably because we didn't set this here to no, but I'm not sure. Maybe this fixes it. It doesn't look like it, right? Why does it do that? That's not normal. So at least this is correct. But this... Can you look at the raw thing? I mean, the body and the HTML is somehow missing. Content length 152. Can we print what we send out? Okay, so format.println writer.buffer to writer offset, and also print response.body. No, response.body. Probably this is because I also forgot to reset. Oh, wrong formatting. Print fln %s. Print fln %s. Build it. Okay. Well, that looks right to me. Oh no, it doesn't, right? See? HTTP, so this shouldn't happen. Probably another thing we have to reset, but I forgot to. So we have the parser offset, we have the request header map head, with the response header map head, we have the writer offset. What's in there as well? Gotta go. See you next time. Yeah. Have a nice day. Thank you for joining in. Okay. Parser. God damn. What do I have to reset? The response buffer. No, we should. Do we write into the what is it that's wrong? Exactly. All right. Response. It's probably that first thing, right? But this should override it. God dang it. Okay, let's break at 191. LDB. Break at http.odin 191. Run this. Okay, print the writer. Oh no, we shouldn't use curl. Continue. Use this. Now print the writer. Connection.writer. Seems right. Okay, that is correct. So Safari gets it. Continue. Request it again. I guess we're left with printf debugging. Then, okay, this is the writer buffer. This is the body. I mean, the body cannot be the problem, right? So writer buffer has 2 times this. It writes it 2 times. Why does it do that? And only every second time. Okay, let's actually remove this. And let's print it right here again. Did I start it? Yes. Okay. There's the error. Okay, so no writer buffer. Writer buffer. Writer buffer. Uh-oh. It seems like the offset is not reset. Writer. That is because we braked. That's because we braked out of the loop. So that's stupid. I know what the issue is. So this all has to be done regardless of whether we have a complete message or not. So if we have long-lasting connections, we have to reset this and not break here. So I guess what we just do is copy this over here. We should be fine, but I mean the reset, maybe put it to do in here. Clean up this connection, clean up code. Clean up the cleanup code. Isn't that nice? Okay, so I guess that should fix the problem. So if we go here, now it cannot establish a connection. Oh. 246. Now we have a different problem. Oh no. We can't do it like this because we manipulated it. Oh god. And this break also not possible. So no. So we need some connection reset here. Connection reset. I think we already have that connection reset. But this will destroy these things. Parser buffer. Do we even have to do this here? We can just set the length of the, the parser dot offset. We just have to set that, right? We don't need to mem set here. We don't have to mem set this all to 0. We just have to set the offset correctly. When we have another message in bound. So copy from the end to the beginning. And in this case, we can just do a connection reset, right? And that's probably also missing something. Is it? So, parser previous offset, parser dot parser state dot incomplete header. And then we can just do a connection reset on the connection. Undeclared name connection. Are you kidding me? Concaction. Okay, that at least does something. Okay, so this is okay. This seems to work. We can reload and it just does it. Good. I guess that's it for now. We probably should remove the writer here, the format, no, it's in HTTP. HTTP.Odin. Writer, no, format.println. Printfln. Good. So git status, git add, no, git status, git rm2, git status, git restore staged 2, git rm2, rm2, git status, git add, no, git commit added, asset store usage and get requests, and fixed connection reset. Push our main. Okay, so that's it for the stream. We managed to get a website working. Okay, so now it doesn't work. If we run it, we can get it with static assets that we put in our asset folder. So these are the assets. They're loaded at startup. We have this asset store, and we can serve out the files. For now, it's a linked list. I know we can make this better, but we just want something working. So that's that.